What is going on, everybody? Rod J back in the house. Thanks for swinging by to check out another podcast. This one itself is going to probably be a little bit of a quicker one, so to speak, just because it's been kind of a crazy weekend. So I'm actually setting this up for Monday, and it's actually Sunday night. So Tampa Bay has just won a Super Bowl. Hard to believe Tom Brady has his seventh Super Bowl championship out of 10 visits to the Super Bowl. Quite a career. Actually, to tell you the truth, didn't watch much of the game. Haven't watched the NFL for a while now, so didn't really tune in as much, but it was history being made, so I caught some bits and pieces here and there. And are you happy out there? Are you a Tom Brady fan or a Buccaneers fan? Are you a Chiefs fan? Maybe you're disappointed. They really seem, from the score, to keep Mahomes in check. So, not what a lot of people were probably expecting from that game. But I am cracking open a beer, as this is my weekly beer podcast. Second show that I've actually launched here. So thanks again for you guys tuning in. And make sure to subscribe so you'll hear these as I put these out each week. Got a little bit of a late start getting this put together because this weekend I had my hard drive, one of my laptops, decide to die out on me. So that was an experience in itself. Luckily, I do have a little bit of tech skills, enough to be dangerous, so to speak. So I was able to go ahead and get stuff put together. I had the parts ordered in from Amazon, was able to put a hard drive into the system. I actually ordered a RAM chip so I can actually increase the RAM as well. Got the wrong size on it. I actually have two laptops. So the first one I increased the RAM and that was fine for the chip I ordered, but the second one, have to send that back, and I'm getting a new chip that's on its way to me now that I'll put in to increase the RAM there. But that was an experience. Hadn't really gotten into a computer for over the years. I've done it with desktops. First time ever going into a laptop and actually making some changes there, but that actually worked out well. So the beer I'm actually drinking right now, to cap off the evening, is one from Sweetwater. It is the Festive Ale. This is an ale brewed with spices. Sweetwater, if you don't know them, they're out of Georgia. Actually were purchased last year by a weed company out of Canada. So if you know their G13 series and their 420 kind of strain from the hemp beers they make, it's kind of funny that they were purchased by a weed company. But this is one that came out back in the wintertime. It's actually good out until 10/23 of 21. I say winter, late fall really. Festive Ale, a unique seasonal blend brewed exclusively for the holidays. So it came out really right before, I believe, Thanksgiving. Everyone at Sweetwater Brewing Company wishes you and your family a safe and toasty holiday season. I mean, I don't think it was Halloween. I'm just thinking if it was a year out and it says 10/23, maybe it was before Halloween. But anyway, ended up picking some of these up at one of my beer spots, and it is truly a nice festive type ale. You get a nice amount of flavors coming through in the beer. Does have somewhat of a fruitcake type essence to it, but easy going down. You get a nice malty hit on the front. You have a nice malty on the finish as well. And overall, you're left with a pretty decent taste of the beer. Get a little bit of that spice action in play. Does get into the cheeks very nicely so that you kind of have an absorption taking place. Really envelops the mouth. Carbonation sits pretty nice and balanced on it. So a very nice beer there. So that's what I'm drinking tonight. Whatever beers you guys are out there drinking, let me know. Leave a comment. I think you can on the podcast. If not, shoot me an email or drop by the YouTube site, whatever it may be. Twitter, Instagram. Always like catching up, see what you guys are drinking out there as well. So the other day, I was in a store, and I haven't picked this up this year, but I happened to see the Hop Slam. So people always go kind of crazy when Hop Slam comes out. I have a lot of friends that really enjoy Hop Slam. They really look forward to getting Hop Slam each year. So I didn't end up picking it up. Reason being, there's so many other beers that are out there right now. I thought to myself, do I really need to have another 6-pack of Hop Slam? And I thought, is Hop Slam overrated? To me, it kind of has been the last couple years, and that was really when I first got into it a few years back. It was really good. It's still pretty good. It's just that more breweries have caught up to it. It's kind of like you go backwards because everybody else took a step forward, right? So, is it worth what it's worth right now? I believe the 6-pack is either $16.99 or $17.99. And I think about so many other things you can get around that price point. I don't know if it really sets itself out there anymore to really be the top echelon. You know, people do look forward to it, like I said, but to me, it's solid for a nice double IPA, but it's not something that's going to, you know, move the ground or anything. It's kind of like, it's one of many nowadays, really, when you think about it. But what do you guys think about that? Do you think it's overrated, or not even just Hop Slam, other beers that might be overrated? I remember the first time I got High Life after people were telling me about it, and I thought that was overrated for what you were getting. Now, if you'd have went back 10, 15 years ago or whatever, when they came out, it would have stood out. But nowadays, I feel like that was one that was also overrated. There's a few of them that are out there that when you finally get them, you're kind of like, it's good, but is it great? I did a review recently with the Stone Sublimely Black IPA. A solid black IPA. I wish more breweries made black IPAs. But it didn't blow me away like some people really wanted to have it back. It was like 14 years ago since they had it out last or whatever. And still really good. But again, did it really stand out? I gave it, I think, on Untapped, I think I rated a 4 out of 5, which is a really solid score for me. I rarely have anything that's at a 5 level. And I've been on Untapped for, I want to say, at least 8 or 9 years. I think I'd have to go back to take a look to see when I started doing Untapped. And I can still count on both hands how many 5s I've actually given over that time. So, it's got to really be a standout. I think my average rating on Untapped for a beer actually might be a 3.62 or a 3.63. And I don't go in hardcore, like, expecting the world and everything like that with all beers, but if you're going to give a solid high rating, it's got to be something that stands out, right? It's like every sports athlete can't go into the Hall of Fame. Some don't get into the Hall of Fame because everybody can't get it. If everybody got into it, it wouldn't be the Hall of Fame. So everybody can't get that super high rating. So for me, you know, a 3 is actually a decent score. That's good. I mean, your average is 2.5 out of 5, right? So a 3, you're above average still. You're solid. When I look at Untapped, I'm like 5 is excellent, 4 very good, 3 is good, 2 is fair, and 1, you're, you know, what are you doing out there? You're not really doing anything. So for me, it's got to really have some good hit to it for me to get up to the 4.25, 4.5, 4.75. I've given some 4.75s out there. I've given some 4.5s. I've given good numbers in there as well. I mean, it's all a matter of how that beer comes across to me, and that's what you got to be careful about sometimes with some of these ratings that people put out there. Don't get so heavily reliable or relying on the ratings that you let other people talk you out of a beer you may not enjoy. Just because you got to know what your palate is, what you enjoy, get the things that you actually like. So you want to make sure you get a nice beer that you can kick back and enjoy and taste and just relax like I'm doing right now. A little bit of a fake black licorice type feel to that Sweetwater. So that was my look there. Just, you know, what your guys' thoughts are about some of the stuff being overrated out there in the beer world. Got to give a shout out to my homie Anthony Perry Jr. Sizzle, doing big things. Crafted Culture, Columbus, Opened up the first black-owned brewery in Central Ohio. Shout out to him. Proud of you, dude. Keep doing what you're doing. At some point, I would get back up to Columbus here, and you will be the first stop for sure. The brewery looks great from the reports I've seen on TV, from the stuff that you sent me. So if you guys don't know about crafted culture in Columbus, definitely take a look at it. Check out Sizzle, Anthony Perry. He is on Instagram. They're going to be doing some stuff, I believe, here on YouTube as well. But Facebook, great Facebook page, Crafted Culture. Check him out. Big shout out to you, homie. Keep doing what you're doing. 2021, it was the second podcast of this year that I'm actually putting out, and it really is the first one that I'm actually really talking the way I want to kind of design this one, because the first one was a replay from the YouTube show that I did about Boulevard Brewing, which if you did not catch that, make sure to check YouTube for the Boulevard Brewing, or go back to the episode 1 here on the podcast if you want to hear some of my thoughts on that and what everything that took place. Kind of an interesting situation. But speaking, coming out of that, on the YouTube channel, Monday tonight, by the time this is posted, 8:30 Eastern, it'll be on YouTube, it'll be on Facebook, it'll also be over on Twitter. We're going to be having some women on the show, and it's going to be what I call Women in Beer Volume 1. So I've invited some people to attend to kind of get some perspective from the ladies in the beer world, some of the things they see, some of the things they feel, some of the things they're drinking, things they like to see happen, or things they're proud of that are happening. And it's going to be a great round table. Got a big all-star cast, as what you call them used to say back in the day at Sullivan. We got a really big show, so it's going to be a pretty cool. You can check out the YouTube channel for a description, see who's all going to be there, or on the Facebook page, Rod J BeerVentures. On Twitter, I might not post until tomorrow, because I think they post theirs when it goes live. I'll be shooting everything through StreamYard, having them all come in, and should be a really good time. You'll get to meet some key people. Just to give you an idea, we've got a consultant on there that is actually one of the advanced Cicerones. Which, if you don't know about the advanced Cicerones or Cicerone program, keep in mind, in 2019, there were only 116 advanced Cicerones in the country, or in the world rather, and one of them is going to be on the show that we do tomorrow night. So if you're looking for beer knowledge, make sure you pick that up. I can't remember tonight by the time this posts, because I'm doing it on Sunday night. Don't want to get you guys confused, but Monday at 8:30, we'll have one of our people on there. We have one of the most ultimate podcasters. We've got one of the first women that was actually blew up on Twitter. Just a lot of good stuff. We got another woman that's training people about different things along the lines of beer. I don't want to give their names away, just so you have to tune in to see who they are, or check the description to see who they are. But a lot of recognized people. So this is going to be an awesome one. So hopefully you guys can attend there for that as well. But that should be a good thing happening. Outside of that, 2021, new year, what are you guys drinking out there? Always want to know, like I said, let me know on that end. Looking forward to see what some of these breweries are going to be doing. These last few months have been big on peanut butter and beers, and I've been on board with that because I'm a peanut butter fan. So I love seeing them getting deep into that. I'm kind of interested to see what they come up with, the flavors, which will be key flavors going forward. Each year it seems like there's more fruit and stuff in beers, but a little more pineapple or mango, I wouldn't mind. I do enjoy some of those, especially with some of the hops that come through in the IPAs that we enjoy. Definitely some nice flavors along those lines. So something to look forward to. Obviously, we're still dealing with the Corona stuff, so unfortunately, upcoming within the next few weeks, I will usually be going to our Cincinnati Beer Festival. That's already been moved out to 2022, so no beer festival here in Cincinnati for this guy, unfortunately. So hopefully, we'll get back into it at some point. They usually have one in the late summer as well, and that one's already been posted in 2022 as well. So Cincinnati Beer Fest, in essence, is shot down for this year, but there are some other places around the country I think they're going to try to still do some stuff. There are some of the virtual beer fests that have taken place. I'm not big into really doing those as much, but I'm curious if you guys like to enjoy some of the virtual beer fest. Beer Advocate just came off of having their Extreme Beer Fest, I believe, and people were attending that. They sent people to different beers to try and got a glass or some stuff and some other things. I didn't end up partaking in it, but some people seem to be enjoying some of those things taking place now. So if you guys have a feeling on that, feel free to let me know in the comments as well. But looking forward to getting this week off on the right foot, and I think tonight's show will definitely allow that to happen. But away from that, like I said, this one was going to be a little bit shorter. I'm going to have a lot more topics for you guys upcoming here on the podcast. This is going to be different than it is, as you can tell, a little bit than what I usually do on some of the YouTube and stuff. I've kind of more of me getting back into my radio type mode here. So hopefully you guys will enjoy these. And if you guys have anything you want to hear about or talk about, feel free to let me know as well. But that being said, I'm going to go ahead and keep this one short, wrap it up. Just wanted to get something out there like I promised on every Monday around 12:30 or so. I'm going to try to have these out. And then I look forward to catching up with you guys soon. Remember, there's always time. Get your beer on. Cheers.